Welcome to The Explainer. Pakistan is a country just overflowing with tech talent. It should be an absolute hotbed of homegrown innovation, right? So why is it that so many of its brightest ideas seem to just wither on the vine? Well, that's exactly the paradox we're diving into today.
All right, to really get a handle on this, let's start with a story. It's a story that honestly plays out every single day in offices all across the country. So let's meet Zara. She's an entrepreneur in Karachi, and she pitched this brilliant homegrown software to a local bank. Now get this, her product was more secure, and it was half the cost of the competition. And you know what happened? It lost. The bank signed a multi-million-dollar deal with a foreign company, telling her it was just a safer bet. Not better, just safer. And look, Zara's story, it's not some isolated case. Not at all. It's really a symptom of these much deeper, systemic challenges that local tech is facing in Pakistan. Her experience reveals a set of powerful, almost invisible barriers. And today, we're going to pull back the curtain on exactly what they are.
Okay, so what are these hurdles exactly? What's really keeping homegrown tech on the back foot? Well, the first one, it's like a ghost from the past. We're calling it the colonial hangover. And what that means is this deep-seated, almost subconscious bias that imported automatically means better. It's this mindset that makes a decision maker, just like the one at Zara's bank, choose an expensive foreign product over a local one that's actually superior. You see, it's not even about logic, it's about this feeling of safety that comes with a familiar foreign brand.
And this bias, it doesn't just create a slight preference. It creates an actively hostile environment. One source used this incredible metaphor, saying local innovators are trying to survive in a crowd of crocodiles. These giant multinational companies that just dominate the market. It makes it so difficult to even get in the ring and compete, let alone land a punch.
All right, the second hurdle is an internal one. We're calling it innovation without champions. Just imagine this. You have a brilliant, game-changing idea inside your own company, but it just hits a brick wall of total apathy. Management is afraid of risk, the hierarchy is super rigid, and there's absolutely zero support from the people at the top. This is how so many promising projects die before they even get a chance to breathe.
And this culture, it's often tied to what's known as a Seth mindset. Now, Seth is a term for a traditional business owner, and the mindset that comes with it is often this old-school, hierarchical leadership style that values caution way more than innovation. In these places, rocking the boat with a risky new idea, well, it isn't seen as brave. It's a career killer. And that brings us to the third hurdle, and this one's tough. It's the exploitation trap. This is a business practice where big clients treat their local tech vendors not as partners, but as disposable labor. They squeeze them for more work, for less pay, they delay payments, and they're constantly moving the goalposts. Honestly, it's just a recipe for total burnout. One Pakistani founder really hit the nail on the head. They said, when you build from a developing country, your local market may not pay what your skills are worth. And that's the trap, right? Local firms get backed into a corner where they have to accept these terrible terms just to get a foot in the door. And that practice just strangles their ability to invest, to grow, and, in the end, to even survive.
So you can see these hurdles aren't just abstract concepts, right? They create huge, unaddressed problems in the real world. And let's look at one of the biggest ones, the supply chain. Think about the very backbone of the economy, getting stuff from one business to another. In Pakistan, a lot of the time, that backbone is just broken. It's this chaotic mess of spreadsheets, frantic phone calls, and missing information. It creates these massive inefficiencies. And the numbers here are just staggering. Check this out. Nearly half of all B2B deliveries are late or incorrect. 3/4, 75% of logistics companies say just processing the orders is their #1 challenge. And get this, 2/3 of companies are still trying to manage this whole complicated dance with just emails and spreadsheets. This isn't just a minor headache, it's a huge drag on the entire economy. Now, this kind of complex, local problem is exactly where a homegrown innovator can shine. It's a problem they understand from the inside out. And that's where a company called Oware enters the picture.
So Oware, a Pakistani company, looked at all this supply chain chaos and said, we can fix this. And they built a solution. They didn't just aim for a small improvement either. Their platform, called O360, delivered a, wait for it, 57% boost in operational efficiency. That is an absolute game changer.
And it's not just about moving things faster, it's about reliability. For one of their clients, this meant a 35% reduction in fleet downtime. That's the time their delivery trucks were just sitting idle, costing money. You see, Oware's creating real, measurable value because they understand the local problems intimately.
So what does this actually look like on the ground? Well, let's take a major company like Total Parco. Before Oware, they were stuck in the past. Manual tracking, no real-time visibility, and a lot of product waste. After implementing Oware, they have automated QR code tracking, live dashboards they can check anytime, and way less damage and waste. I mean, the difference is literally night and day.
And this isn't just about spreadsheets and data points. As one senior operations manager put it, Oware gave them unparalleled visibility and control. For the people actually running the business, that's everything. It gives them the confidence and the tools they need to do their jobs effectively. It becomes, as he said, an indispensable tool.
And here's the really crucial part. Oware didn't just build a simple app. They built an entire ecosystem. You're talking unified order management, real-time data, advanced warehouse systems, shipment tracking, even an AI assistant for routine stuff. They created this single, centralized control tower to manage the messy reality of logistics in the region. And that is why it works so well.
So Oware's success story is this really powerful proof point, right? It shows what's possible and stands in direct contrast to all those hurdles we talked about earlier. So let's zoom back out and think about what this really means for the bigger picture.
So, how do you create more success stories like Oware? Well, it's not a mystery. You have to actively tear down the hurdles we identified. It means consciously challenging that bias against local tech. It means building corporate cultures that actually reward innovation instead of punishing it. And it means treating local vendors as respected partners, not as cheap, disposable labor. Because, solving these problems isn't just about helping a few startups get off the ground. It's about building a more resilient, a more self-reliant, and a more innovative national economy. Just imagine a future where local software is running major hospitals, where critical government systems are built by local engineers, and where the title local vendor is a real badge of honor.
So we'll end with this thought. Just imagine the potential. What could be unlocked if the entire ecosystem, from corporate boardrooms to government offices, made the choice to champion its own talent first? What could happen if Made in Pakistan became a first, proud choice and not a last resort?